What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Risky, and today I have another beat breakdown video for you guys. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make Detroit type beats for artists like Babytron and FL Studio. So stay tuned and let's get right into the tutorial. So to start, we're in the scale of F minor. The first thing I did is I placed the root notes, which are the Fs, and then I placed a G sharp and shifted up an octave. G sharp is just the second note in the chord. And then I started playing around with the C, which would be the third note in the chord, and the C sharp. And the reason I went up to the C sharp is because since it's only like one note away from the C, it adds a lot of tension, which I wanted. I wanted to have sort of like an evil vibe, but like sort of mellow at the same time. You guys are gonna hear it. I'm gonna play it for you now. So yeah, it's actually like super simple. If you wanted to make something like this, all you have to do is delete that. Let's go like this. See, it's that simple, and then all you have to do is like copy this over like that. So yeah, that's how I made the melody. Let's move on to the second instrument, which is this solo violin I grabbed from Expand. You hear a lot of strings like violins in these Babytron type beats, so I wanted to add one to this, and it's super simple. It's just repeating that same F note with a C sharp and a C coming in to add some tension to the strings. So this is what this sounds like. So yeah, super simple. Next sound I added is this trumpet from Analog Lab. It only comes in certain parts of the beat, but this is what it sounds like. Next sound I added is this Rio Bell perk. If you guys watch my tutorials, you know I put this in every single beat, but I have to. Really simple. It's just playing that F note, the root note of the melody, and yeah, this is what it sounds like. So next thing I did is I copied the main melody into another piano from Analog Lab, and I just went like this. So this is what it looked like to begin with. It was something like that. So I just highlighted the notes and I brought them in like this so that they only took up 4 bars. So it's kind of like they're playing at double time. But then what I did is I went in and I added some halftime and an EQ to it. So this is what it sounds like. So I think that just kind of adds like some cool variation. A lot of Detroit beats have like fast pianos, and I want something a little bit faster tempo than the electric piano I used for the main melody, but nothing like too crazy that was going to be too much. So I think this is a good accent sound in the melody. And then the final sound in the melody is this bass. I actually pulled this from a West Coast drum kit, but it might just be my personal opinion, but I find like new age West Coast beats and new age Detroit beats use kind of similar sounding drums. So I thought that I could pull this in and get away with it. But yeah, this is what it sounds like. It's just following the root notes of the melody, which are the F. And then I add this G sharp and G just for some variation. But this is what this sounds like. So yeah, super simple. It's just repeating these 2 bars. But yeah, that's it for the melody. Now let's start looking at the drums. So to start, I have this chant I pulled from a Detroit style drum kit. This is what it sounds like. The second sound I add is this snare. It's like a Detroit style rim shot snare. This is what it sounds like. So then from there I added 2-step hi-hat pattern, and I'll show you what it did. So I went like this, fill each 2-step, and then I went to the piano roll and I selected these, dragged them over, hit Alt X, and I just played around with the level scaling so that they weren't all the same velocity. And then I just copied these over like this. And this gives like those super fast hi-hats you hear in like Detroit style beats. Yeah, this is what it sounds like. Next sound I add was an 808. It's kind of like a variation of the Spins 808. It's following pretty much the same bass line as the melody. Next sound I add is just this little perk. I added another perk. Next I add this Detroit style crash. I added this zip perk that I add to like all of my beats now. Alright, next up I had to add a cowbell. I do this in all my Detroit beats, so this is what this sounds like. I added a kick to layer with the 808 at certain parts in the beat. I added another rim shot just as a perk. And finally, the last sound on the drums is this triangle that I added. It's just layered with the snare. So yeah, that's it for the breakdown of this beat. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. It helps me out a lot. I'm going to let the full beat play out now, and I'll be back next week with another tutorial. Thanks for all the support, and peace.